两人都没有向对方提告，但这当街打人的惊悚画面全被拍了下来。记者台北综合报道。
高雄有一名男子，他没有钱买毒，企图偷走台电的电缆栏变卖。他开来了修理车，准备把电缆给载走的时候，刚好被台电的工程人员发现了，立刻爬到这名男子的车上，想要拦阻。没有想到这名男子加速逃逸，把工程人员一路拖行。
修理车偷偷摸摸地躲在这一台黄色台电工程车后。事实上，他早在现场就已经锁定台电工程车为目标，因为他偷走工程车上的电缆线。突然，工程车后方的一名许训工程人员发现了，冲了出来，爬上这一台修理车的驾驶桩，但是驾驶没有停下来的意思，直接倒车离去。工程人员也因此被沿路拖行了好几公尺。
他们发现以后追出来，
有一位工程人员就去想说把他的 车上的钥匙拔下来，然后因为歹徒不听，然后继续逃跑，然后工程员就把他挂在那个车窗上面，把他拖行。
这名无姓修理车车主原来是一名毒虫，为了找钱买毒，竟然做出偷电缆的强盗行为。虽然工程人员之后没有制止他成功，但警方最后还是将他逮捕到案，移送法办。记者王秀成高雄采报道。
that many of his 5,000 employees at the event were going hungry. During the 3-hour end-of-the-year party, only 5 dishes were served at some tables for a banquet that was supposed to include 12 dishes. I was hungry the whole time and never had enough to eat. Many dishes didn't arrive. I've never seen that before. If that was all, the incident may have been overlooked. But some employees got online to complain that the food that did make it to their table was cold. One dish had more bones than meat, while the meat on the chicken in the chicken soup was still raw. It wasn't cooked through, so it was difficult to separate the meat to give everyone a piece. After going home from the end-of-the-year party, I had to eat instant noodles. Despite the company spending 50 million NT on the banquet, there were plenty of complaints. The party was held at the Taichung Plaza International Hotel, which said the responsibility lay elsewhere. Quanta asked us to stop serving. Why did they ask to stop serving food? Perhaps because the onstage entertainment had begun. I can't say. In regard to the uncooked chicken, I want to give a special explanation. Our chicken is always handled inside the hotel. It is cooked thoroughly before being reheated. The situation described is impossible. Quanta did not accept the hotel's explanation and has already decided to ask for compensation. At the same time, the company's Employee Benefits Committee has handed out 500 NT in atonement money to each employee. As the second highest earning high-technology company in the nation after Honghai, Quanta seems to believe appearances must be maintained. The cold spell that began on Saturday is scheduled to end Monday morning. The latest cold front brought the mercury down to as low as 6.8 degrees Celsius in the coastal area of Danshui in northern Taiwan. Snow began to fall on several peaks in northern Taiwan Saturday night, decorating the trees on the mountains and drawing crowds of snow seekers.
Oh, wow! With the arrival of the latest cold front, university students went to the summit of Taiping-shan in Yilan County to see the first snow to fall there for 6 years. Around 10 centimeters of snow had accumulated. It's cold, but I'm very happy. It's the first time that I've seen snow. Trees on both sides were covered in white, while snow fluttered through the air and children were busy building snowmen and snow castles. The Central Weather Bureau says the weather will warm up a little starting Monday. Cold weather will continue until the early hours of Monday. Starting from Monday, highs in the north could rise by about 3 to 4 degrees. The slightly warmer weather to arrive on Monday is expected to last until Friday, when a new cold front will arrive. The Bureau continued its warning to the public to stay warm throughout the cold days ahead.
When it comes to organ donations, Taiwan has no shortage of superstitions and taboos. According to statistics, only about 200 people actually donate organs in Taiwan each year, but as many as 7,000 people are waiting for organs. The donating of organs is not only a gift of love for the recipients, it is also a reminder of the sadness felt by the loved ones of the donors.
It does not look special. It is about the size of a credit card. Printed on it is a baby bear with a patch over its heart and a logo that reads, "Let life continue." On the back is a space for a donor's name. Perhaps the card does not look special, but there is a group of people who wait their whole lives for the opportunity presented by this card.
This is oxygen. I don't know what this is because I've never used it. Whatever, everything that I've used, I know what it is.
In the intensive care ward, Rue introduces equipment that she is very familiar with. She's not a nurse, but has lived in hospital ever since she was small as a sufferer of hepatopulmonary syndrome. The only known cure for this type of illness is a new liver.
想说应该是多少可以等到。
I never thought it would take this long. I thought it might be a few years, but it's now been more than a decade.
这个病患的黄疸指数，还有用病患的肾脏功能指数。
The three major indicators in order of priority are the patient's jaundice index, renal function count, and blood coagulation indicator. Ruhan's jaundice index has always been low, coagulation has not been bad, and renal function has been okay, but actually her overall condition is very bad.
In hospital, there's no difference between day and night. There's just endless waiting as time moves slowly. In order to resist the call of the Grim Reaper, Rue's mother has been thinking about donating her liver to her daughter.
Firstly, because I can't wait for someone else to donate a liver to her. Secondly, because my child's illness is very serious now. Her illness is changing her. Her hand is already abnormal. Without a liver transplant, she will suffer liver failure. The chance of a transplant is not high, but it has to be done. Some chance is better than none.
Even though the technology and processes are mature, live liver donations carry risks. But the number of donors in Taiwan is insufficient, making Rue's mother take on the risk of surgery in order to save her daughter's life.
2009 was the best year. Only 215 people donated organs or tissues, and a total of almost 800 patients benefited. But compared to the 7,000 patients that are waiting, it is close to 10%.
台湾目前的捐赠率，大概全世界比起来，大概是
Taiwan's current donation rate, when compared to other countries around the world, would be better than Japan's. For every 1 million people in Japan, there are about 0.05 donors. In Korea, it is 2. In Hong Kong and Taiwan, somewhere between 3 and 4. From Sweden, Australia, Germany, plus Italy and America. You can see in this curve that it decreases in Asian countries.
Flipping through photo albums, looking at images of her son taken using a mobile phone. The lively little boy called Li Wei was raised by his mother and grandmother until he lost his life in a traffic accident in 2009 at the tender age of 20. However, before he died, Li already knew what his greatest contribution to others could be in his afterlife.
He said, "Mom, if I die, don't bury me in the ground. In the ground, I would be eaten by worms and go rotten piece by piece. That's too scary. If I'm cremated, there's only ash, a gust of wind, and there's nothing left. Why did I come into this world? If my organs can still be used, then donate them for others to use."
He was watching TV and saw people who couldn't find organ donors. He said they were really pitiful, and that if in the future we know of someone who needs an organ, we should donate them. Saving people is good.
As soon as brain death was declared, Li's mother, Li Shuru, moved through the pain of losing her child and immediately decided to donate her son's organs, a double loss.
After just 2 short days on the 19th, after his classmates went to see him, his heart rate dropped very fast. That night, they declared brain death. They harvested the organs around midnight.
It could be said that it was the end of Li's 20-year-long life, but in another way, he is still here.
It's very sad. He never had a chance to experience the ups and downs of life. What I can't accept is that he's really gone. The saying, "left love in the world," moves me emotionally now. It feels as though he's like the stars that have spilled into every corner of the world.
Staring at the computer screen is technology company employee Su Yumin. Su was once a carrier of hepatitis B. For more than 20 years, he didn't know his liver was hardening. His condition finally evolved into cirrhosis that needed a life-saving liver transplant.
I was completely shocked. Where would we find a liver to be transplanted? If we have a transplant, what would that mean for the other person? We can accept this liver. At the time, I thought, I can't ask God for this. But what should I do? It really was submitting ourselves to God's will, taking it step by step.
The donation has allowed Su to return from death's door. Thanks to the kindness of the donor, not only has one life been saved, an endangered family has been kept together.
Helping this type of person is helping a whole family. By donating the heart, liver, and lungs, at least 3 families will be helped.
The life of these angels goes on. As one life reaches an end, another is reborn. That is the hope. Even those of us who are fortunate enough to become so old that our organs cannot be donated, we could still be proud if we made a promise to donate when we were young.
And that's today's Formosa News. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with a performance by Twiggy, the water skiing squirrel from the U.S. state of Florida. Have yourself a good week. Bye now.
胃痛、胃胀、腹肚肚肚未消化，卫生过多，12指肠溃疡，食胃达乐真有效。低形态胃达乐，
你看看全世界的好。
恨化学的橘子工坊，
橘子工。
欢迎观众朋友，大家好，欢迎。
侠一枝梅。接下来为您播出的是都会综艺线《康熙来了》。
康熙来聊一下明星度蜜月的故事。第一位欢迎任爸爸，
感谢您。
那个开始聊大家度蜜月的故事之前，要去星光人寿，星光样给你发光新舞台，热情是我的样子，让我守护你。星光人寿，最懂你的心。加入星光样，一起发光吧！
请收看《台湾演艺》。
各位好，我是胡婉玲，欢迎收看《台湾演艺》。在没有网际网络、没有有线电视百家争鸣的年代，民众想要听实况演唱，除了电视老3台之外，分散各地方的歌厅秀最是普遍常见。而北中南歌厅流行的组合，受欢迎的艺人也各有不同。其中从南部发迹，成为歌厅秀南天王的诸葛亮最是艺术。诸葛亮的。
好 朋友啊。旷课太严重，连朋友都没了，校方赶紧请来远警帮忙督促。只是孩子的父母亲婚后没工作，同居在一起，现在又生了一个儿子，目前社会局只能介入安置，不知道怎么教养儿女的这对父母亲，最后还把问题归咎到孩子身上。